I'm a biker yet, rolling with the lily white. Tottenham Hotspur in my heart, thunder in the night. Hear the South Stand roaring, feel the pavement shake. Course forever, every ride I take. Hey.
Good evening, or good day, or wherever you are. This is the Biker Yid Show, and we're going to be talking about what we just witnessed, a 2-1 win over Chelsea in our pre-season tour. What did you think? I weren't too impressed, to tell the truth. There was a couple of highlights. Two of our players, or one of our players at least, was sent off, and another one in Gallagher should have been sent off. I mean, and it was just pass around the back, wasn't it? Tell got forward so many times. What did he do with the ball? Passed it backwards to Gallagher, and then Gallagher passed it to Tonali at the halfway line. Just there's no penetration, was there? I just thought it was really rubbish. We are crying out for our number 9 when we are crying out for a playmaker. You know, I can't say no more. I mean, did anyone else see anything different than what I've just said? Do you know what I mean? Matthews Tell, I've been saying, give him a chance, but I've not seen nothing, man. And this is against lower opposition as well, He done a worldy free kick. Yeah, that's about it. But what else? What else can you say about him? Tonali did okay. Kinski pulled off some worldies. He pulled off some really, really good saves. I don't think he was at fault for the goal that Chelsea scored. Let's just see, I mean, see what happens. We're supposed to be getting Gakpo. I mean, is he going to score enough goals for us? I'm worried, man. I'm deeply worried about this team. I mean, Gakpo is better than what we've got. Because, to be quite honest, right, a championship player, Solomon, because that's all he is, to be fair, yeah, outshone everyone on that pitch. Everyone. So what we doing, eh? What are Spurs doing? And then, you hear the commentary say, I'm sure De Zerbi would be happy with this performance. I mean, really? Really happy, really? Honestly, what are we doing? Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, sort yourselves out. Sort yourselves out. Guys, if anyone wants to come in, you're welcome to, yeah? I'll put the link in the chat. We can have a little chat about things, yeah? About what's gone on. And what could be going on, Let's have it right, yeah? I just watched that, and I was thinking, well, come on then, let's see something from someone, I mean, can anyone say any different? Come on and tell me if you think you've seen anything that lights. I don't know. Tell me. You tell me what you've seen in the pre-season tour that shows any spark or anything that excites you. I can't see anything. Can't see it, man. Really can't. I just wish I could. I wish I could. Just does my head in, man. Anyway, the new rumours is this Gakpo rumour, isn't it? Is he really going to sort sort our problems out going forward. We've got to go forward. We've got to get a top quality striker, haven't we? Ferran Torres, maybe, I don't know. He went to Man City, didn't really get a chance at Man City, to be fair. Didn't really do a lot at Man City. Went to Barcelona, started scoring goals. I think he's a decent player. He scored the World Cup winner, didn't he? He can shoot from anywhere inside the box or outside the box, which is something Tottenham Hotspur haven't got. So let's see Ferran Torres. I'd like him. I would like him. But let's see what happens, eh? Talk about the game. Kicked off. It's a bit bitty. It was end to end sort of stuff, wasn't it? They cancelled each other out a little bit. We huffed and puffed. And like I said, Gallagher, wow. How he never got sent off, I'll never know. If that was a Premiership, he'd have been gone, man. 100% he'd have been gone. But let's see what, I like Gallagher, but he didn't do nothing in this game. What did anyone do in this game? Really? Can anyone tell me what anyone done in this game? It was rubbish, wasn't it? I just don't get it. Just don't get it. I mean, it went up the wing to Tell. I keep blaming Tell. It's not just Tell. It's all of them, really. Yeah, it's all of them. We miss Fernandez. We do miss Fernandez. Heard he's been injured. Heard Maddison's injured. Can we rely on Maddison for the season? I don't think we can. Not to stay fit. I'm worried, man. I'm really worried. I don't know what you guys think in the chat, but I am seriously worried about this. What do you say? I'm gutted. I am gutted. I mean, this transfer window went off with bombers after bombers, didn't it? Tonali, Fernandez, then Tonali, yeah? Superb, yeah? And then what? If you're not going to back it up and get yourself some strikers before, you go off on your pre-season tour, something wrong, isn't there? Something wrong somewhere. Because they need to gel. They need to. I mean, they're going to go back, and they're just going to play. I can't be positive, Cookie. No, not seeing that crap. I can't. Yeah, we should have been down to 9 men. The game would have been out of sight. Danso, I don't know what the hell he was doing. We won a pre-season game. What else can you say, man? What else can you say? I'd love to go and say, yeah, we beat Chelsea. But did we? Did we really? And we had to rely on the pigeon for a tap-in. So many times. Release the forwards. What forwards? Look. Be positive, Rowley. We won. Yeah, great. Release the forwards. Hold my hands up, man, because I can't find it. I can't see any forwards. Exactly. There you are. Too little, too late, man. Again, should have been there before this tour went off, and they should have been out of jail, got together, got to know each other. Now it's going to be rush at the end of the season, transfer window, should I say, and panic buy. Am I right? I know there's not many strikers left to actually buy all forwards. Yeah, and they know Spurs have got money, and we're just going to get rinsed, man, for these Gakpos and people like that. And then you know that lot down the road is going to sign Vinicius Junior and Gamares. Different. They're like they're in a different bloody world to us, isn't it? You know what I mean? Signing them sort of players. Oh, and Alvarez and all. They're after Alvarez as well. I mean, come on, guys. We thought we were getting, you know, good players with Tonali and Fernandez. I mean, they knocked us out the stratosphere with them if they get them signings, weren't they? With the players they've already got. I'd love to be happy, sit here and be positive. I'd love it. Love my club. It's my club. But what? Watching that dross. All I've seen is a good free kick from Tell out of all that, and just rubbish really. The only good positive I've seen out of it is Kinski making some really good saves. I don't know what you think, Cookie, on that. That's my positive, is seeing Kinski make some really, really good saves. You know, you look, people. If you ask me to come on, do a stream, yeah, and I'll come on straight away. Done the stream. Where are you? We're all waiting. You know, you left me on with Jack Jones again, haven't you? I'm trying to talk and keep this going. There we go. There's Scott. Mr. Reliable. Hello, Scott.
Hey, how's it going?
Mate, I don't know what you thought of that. I thought it was dross.
Yeah, I mean, I always say it's preseason because people will freak out if you have an opinion on preseason. But yeah, I thought it looked like a lot of the same things that we've been seeing, and a lot of the concerns that we had are concerns, and a lot of the positives we knew already were positive. So I thought in attack we looked absolutely useless. I mean, we got that last goal from Donnelly playing against defenders that will never see the light of day for Chelsea in the Premier League. So we can get excited about that. I'm sure people will get excited about that. But when we had Tell, Solanke, and Solomon out there, and even when Charleston came on, three guys who right now would start for us if we started the Premier League, we looked absolutely useless. There was very little creation from the midfield, as we know, and these are all problems that we're worried about, right?
Yeah, well, because I mean, Susie got to the box, to the edge of the box. What did Tell do? His first instincts was pass it back to Gallagher.
Yeah.
Time and time again, and I just got sick of it in the end. I thought, shut up, you're our forward. You're our only like proper forward. Yeah, other than we've got a proper winger called Solomon, who's only a championship player, and he outshone a lot of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm so frustrated every time you hear about how great Tell is. Well, if it's the preseason, that's the time, isn't it, to start taking on guys, taking risks. But he can't do it, and that's the worst thing about it is it's not just that he doesn't do it; it's that he can't do it, and he goes backwards.
When he
We've
did
seen
do it,
that
though, when
for
he did do
years.
it, we saw him do it once in that game, yeah, and he ran out of space, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's what you see. I know people always want to defend Tell. I watched him I didn't see his first season in Bayern, but the second season when King got there, you see him. The same issue at Bayern is he gets there at the box and he doesn't have that that last thing that you need, right? Whether it's the right pass to make, whether it's the shot, he doesn't have it. And even on that one play that people got excited about, where he went past the Chelsea defender, he doesn't have that last move where he needs to put it past the goalie or he needs to cross it back to the attackers there. Like you said, he ran out of space.
Yeah. I mean, Tonali done some corners, £100 million worth of player, and he puts it over the fucking crossbar. What's going
Yeah,
on
that
there?
was. I don't know if maybe De Zerbi's trying to figure out who can take corners from the team. Hopefully, I guess maybe when Poirot's back, he'll be there. But I don't remember him being that great at the corners. Actually, you think he would because he's pretty decent at crossing. But if I remember last year, his corners weren't great.
£100 million player, Scott, and he can't take a fucking corner.
That corner, I know the one where he put it like 5 yards past the goal. It looked like right over the like. Oh, but I'll say this for some positives. I thought Van Heck looked good. I like him. I thought he looked good. He puts in the hard tackles, which we want to see, especially against a team like Chelsea. Other than that, I don't know. I'm trying
what else
to get
can you talk
positives,
about?
but-
You're talking about positives to talk about on that game, yeah? We were lucky, like I said, we didn't go down to 9 men because it was just crap.
Oh yeah, Gallagher 100% could have been sent off for that tackle. That was a reckless tackle.
That could have been a leg breaker, that.
That was a
way
reckless
he threw
tackle. Then when he only got the yellow, he had another play where he goes up with his elbow, which sometimes gets called for yellow. He was. I defend Gallagher, and I know this is a preseason game, so I'm not saying get rid or anything like that. But he was terrible today. Everything that you worry about with Gallagher was a poor today.
Yeah. It craves me really, the way, everyone's on about how good Tell is, and like he took a shot and he must have went 10 meters over the crossbar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like
It's what you see from him all the time, right? His shooting is so poor. His final decision making is so poor. It's why when people say they see something in him, I don't know. I see the opposite. But
yeah.
how many first team? Well, let's see. Tell, who's our first team left winger, was there. Solanke, our first team striker, was there. Kudos wasn't there. Madison wasn't there. Fernandez wasn't there.
Madison.
Van Hecke was there. Van de Ven wasn't there. Poro wasn't there. I don't know how many that is. So probably 5 missing. Kudos, Madison.
Fernandez.
Kudos, Madison, Fernandez, Van de Ven, and Poro. So five first teamers were missing.
Yeah.
And probably the same for Chelsea, I would say.
Yeah.
I never heard of their goalie. I don't.
I mean, let's. Oh, Robertson. Can we carry on at Robertson? I've been saying since we signed him, he is deteriorated so bad. I watched him in the last 5 games of Liverpool with my grandson, and he was like fucking pony, right? And then we signed him. I was like, oh please no. Do you know what I mean? And then we watched him in the World Cup. He got hooked off a few times because he was crap. He was just getting rinsed every time. And then, as you saw today, twice he was at fault with the goals. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I just don't rate the guy. He's finished for me. He was a great player. I can't say how good he was. Yeah, for Liverpool, but old Five Times got him, mate, and that's it. He's finished, and we've been duped into signing him.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. We have been, I think, all summer, Rolly. The concerning thing about Robertson is this is what we've been seeing from him, as you said. This is what they saw from Liverpool all last season. And honestly, even in the season when they won the league, if you remember, they won the league, he played for them, and then they went out and got Kirkes to replace him because
That's right.
Liverpool were seeing that he was falling off.
Yep.
He was falling off. Last year,
fell off
he
a
was
cliff,
really
mate.
poor defensively. He looked like a statue most games. And in the World Cup, again, terrible. So then when you see him come to this game where he's facing the Chelsea players who are a higher level, even their kids are at a higher level than the A-League players, and he looks terrible again, I think it's really concerning. And it's, again, doesn't take away from the fact, like you said, he was great. If we had 2022 Robertson, oh my, like we'd be excited.
Yeah. Oh, of
But
course we would.
it's
Yeah. Without a doubt.
2026, and Robertson has now shown, I would say, for at least a minimum a season and a half at Liverpool, that he's not good enough. It's why they brought in Kirkus to replace him after they didn't just replace him this year. They replaced him the summer that they won the league, right? They brought him in. They had
Yeah.
Simicast as well. They were trying to move him on. Not because he wasn't great, but because he's just lost what he had,
Yeah.
which is
I
understandable, right?
understand.
It's understandable when you see the way that he played with his age. That's going to happen.
Of course.
And
it
he
is.
is a major concern going into the
I
season.
mean, then we've got Udogi's, right? He's like injury prone as well, right? Yeah. So we've got him and Robertson. So Robertson's as a stinker, right? We've got Udogi. I mean, come on, as if he's fit, yeah. If not, Tell's got not Tell. Spencer's got a fit over there, hasn't he? Because Sosa's being said to Porto. He's been sold to Porto. So what was the point of getting him last season?
Well, it's the biggest struggle that I have with Robertson isn't just that I don't think he's great. It's that if you have Robertson and Udogi, that's a problem. If we had somebody who was going to play, 35, because everybody's going to miss a game or two potentially, right? But if you have somebody at left back who's a solid left back, is going to play 35 games for you there, you want Robertson to come in for his experience, and then maybe he plays a game here or there, right? That's okay. But you can't have it where we have Udogi, who, I think even when healthy, has major question marks, but we know isn't going to be healthy. So you bring Robertson in, and you know that he's going to be playing double-digit games in the Premier League. It's a problem that I've had for years with this, is that the squad building of Spurs is done so poorly. So, like you said, now we might have to go with Spence on the left back. He might be our best option. I'm not a big Spence fan, especially on the left, because he's limited in what he can do going forward.
Yeah.
Either way, but at least you know that you get solid defensive. As much, Spence as a defensive fullback can do a job.
He can
But
get
I
back,
don't
and he's
think
got
that's
some
what
good tackling.
I just don't think that's what De Zerbi wants. I don't understand why, if you're going to go out and get a left back, it's just not somebody that addresses the issue. We still need a left back.
This is what baffles me. I watched like Spence and Johnson at Nottingham Forest. They were electric on that side. They played Arsenal and actually roasted them, the pair of them. Yeah. We get Spence and Johnson, never played them together on that side. They always played Spence on the other side, which didn't make sense at all.
Yeah, it's what we've seen so much from our club is no planning, no thinking about how things work. It's just kind of a grab this guy, grab that guy, let's throw them all together, shake it around, and and hope that it works. But and that's what's concerns me about this window, is that we've seen some good things, right? Tonali, great signing. Fernandez, great signing. Senesi, love it. Van Hecke, really love him. Great. But again, that's individual, in looking at individually, they're good. If you take a look at the whole picture and building a squad, there's still so many massive concerns, and I just don't see that we have a football plan at the club right now where somebody would come in and they see what's needed and they address those issues. And that's what they do at the top clubs, right? That's what we don't like to bring up their name, but Arsenal did with Berta. He came in and he addressed every need that Arsenal had. Whether we like it or not, that's what he did.
Look,
and we need somebody to do that at our club.
We've not addressed Kane from leaving, right? We've not addressed Son on that side either, right? Which two or three seasons, a season into that, aren't we? Or 2 transfer windows or something. Yeah, where we could have got someone in for Son. We haven't.
Well, I would say this: we knew when Nuno was here. Kane asked that summer to go to City.
Yeah.
We didn't sell him that year, but we knew that he wanted to leave. Right? We knew that, and that was Nuno's year. So that's like 4 years. 4 years ago now, we knew Sonny was turning 32 or you know what it like we knew Sonny was going to be over 30 soon. That wasn't like a
He's,
surprise. It wasn't like he got a big
I mean,
injury.
he's
So
a
we
great
knew that
player, but
both
he's
those
not Peter
players.
Pan. He can't, get eternal youth and things like that. His old Father Time's getting on to him as well. And he was
Yeah,
deteriorating a little, and he found his levels again back in America where it's a bit easier for him. He's got time on the
exactly.
ball, and
But we know
he's a
for so
superstar.
I would say for 4 years we've known that Kane and Son needed to be replaced. Just that's naturally how it works. And if you look at who have we brought in to even come close to replacing them?
You can go
Nobody.
you can go before that. You can go to Ericsson. Never replaced Ericsson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
until we
as a
got
playmaker.
Madison. That took 3 seasons.
Yeah, but we only get half a season from Madison if we're lucky.
Yeah.
So
And
therefore, now they should be going. Hang on a minute, Madison's not fit. What we're going to do when Madison's not fit? We've got no playmaker, have we? We've got to go get a playmaker. It's just fucking nuts. I don't get it.
And you know, Rolly, what actually we say we didn't even replace Erickson, but what we needed to do is not only replace Erickson, but add to it,
Add
right?
to
Because
him.
when we had that peak Potch team, they were good, but we didn't win. So what? So we're saying we're not. So what we needed to do is not only replace the players from that team, but add to it and build on it. And we haven't even done. We haven't done either of those things, and that's why
It's,
we find ourselves in the way that we are.
I'm just gutted about it, mate, because like we seem to be always a player short or a position short every time we go into a season, and this is what's going to happen this time. I know is they're going to rely on Kudus being on the right wing. You watch, that's going to bite us on the arse. I'm
Yeah,
telling
we
you, it's
are.
going to bite us.
It's a major big concern that we were relying so much on Kudus, who's coming back from an injury, Madison coming back from an injury, Simmons, who will be coming halfway through the year from an injury. I just don't think that we can put so much on guys coming back from not just little injuries, major injuries that has had them out for 6 months, right, or
Yeah,
more.
it's just bad. It's just there's no football brain in this club. I don't think. You know, there should be like a director of football, but there isn't. Obviously, crying out for something like like that Scotch guy. But I forget his name now.
Dougie
What's it?
Friedman.
Yeah, Dougie Freeman tried to get him, and he just said nah. Not the way your team are. As you can't just put a band-aid on Tottenham Hotspur. It needs rebuilding like the fucking bionic man. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
it's not just put a band-aid on it.
yeah. I mean, it's hard because I don't know. I mean, we're not behind the scenes, but like that, Dougie Freeman seems like a good option that we could have gone out. Maybe he says no. Um, I would take a look. Brighton is tough because I know that there's the Paul. Why can't I think of his name? Paul Barber.
But
He's not
yeah,
exactly a fan of Spurs, so
no.
maybe those guys aren't. But I would look at Brighton and see, is there somebody who Deserby worked with there that can come over? I know Stella's mentioned. I think is Thiago Pinto, who's over at Bournemouth. He's done a quality job there. He was at Roma before that, so he knows. Roma's a decent sized club, right? Somebody like that could we not attract? I think there's definitely some people out there. We might not know their names, but there are good quality people out there that can come in and take over the football. And it shouldn't be Deserby who's doing that main job, right? Deserby should be giving his vision of what he wants to that director of football, who then helps implement what Deserby wants and what the club needs overall. That's what the
Mm.
top clubs do, right? That's what Arsenal again with Berta. That's what even like a club like Villa did when they brought in Monchi. That's what Pep had with I can never say his name, Tixi Birkenstein. That's what proper clubs do. Michael Edwards did that with Klopp at Liverpool.
Yeah.
We can name all the successful teams that do that.
I mean, Cookie's saying, what
And
fixes this team and where are we short? First of all, we needed a director of football,
yeah,
a proper football person in straight away. Yeah. And they would have fixed this. They would have seen, oh, well, we've got no wingers. we got no attack. We've got to rely on these has-beens of Solanke and Richie, because that's all they are, has-beens. Now, I don't even think they was has-been. They've been it. I don't think I didn't even rate them anyway. They're not even has-beens, really, are they? Do you know what I
never
mean?
were.
Yeah, but this is the thing, isn't it? He one good season. This is what worries me, when they say, "Oh, we've got to get a Bournemouth striker in." He's had a good season, but like we done that before, didn't we, with Solanke? And look where it got us. Do you know what I mean? That sort of
Yeah,
style
what?
of person, one good season, and they're going, "Oh, they're raving about him. Oh, let's get him in."
Yeah, again, and I think that's what happens when you don't have people who know what they're doing and they're bringing in guys, right? There should have been somebody there who looked at him and said, he's, I think when we bought him in, he was about 27. He's had
Mm.
6 Premier League seasons. He couldn't work at Chelsea. He didn't work at Liverpool. At Bournemouth, the first 2 seasons, he was there for 2 seasons at Bournemouth, 25, 24, 25. Not a kid, 24, 25. You should be, producing at your in starting to go into your prime, and he had 3 goals and 6 goals. And then he had 1 season of 19 goals. Somebody should be saying, okay, is this the player who we really need? Is this the player who's consistently shown that he can do it? And there was nobody there doing that, right? We said, again, which we find a lot at Spurs, is he was an easy deal because there was nobody else going in for him. We could get him because Bournemouth is willing to sell. So we plop down overvalue for him, bring him in, and then we see, and he doesn't work out, and it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise that he doesn't work out. Look, if Tonali doesn't work out, I have a hard time blaming the club because Tonali has shown a history of doing well. And sometimes there's guys who don't work out, right? For whatever reason, it's just a almost bad luck, you'd say. But
I
if
mean, I
Tonali has shown
yeah,
he's a
I
good
watched him
player.
against Tottenham, and he was outstanding against Tottenham. He run that midfield and thought, wow, if we could get a player like Tonali, do you know what I mean? And then we actually got Tonali, so I was happy about that. Don't get me wrong. Fernandez, I wasn't really sure of because I didn't really watch West Ham a lot. Do you know what I mean? And like he come from, was it Southampton? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, well, okay, um, but everyone, Man United were after him and everyone, and I was just like, well, okay, let's see where this one goes. And we got him. So I was pleased that we got some kind of decent midfielders in. Yeah. I was pissed off with Polini going. Majorly pissed off, and I'm still pissed off it even now because I still think that guy, if say Tonali gets injured, oh, but we got Bentancur. Really?
Yeah, I think
We're getting rid of
we've talked
Gray.
about
Oh, not
Polina.
sorry,
I,
we're
I
not
would
getting
have
rid of
had him
Gray. We're
back.
getting
I
rid of
just think that
Bergwell, and Sal's on his way as well, apparently.
hopefully we need Sar gone. To answer Mark's question, what fixes this team? I think if we're talking about like realistically, what fixes this team this year that we can do, I think we need 3 attacking players. I think we need
Well, not even need. What do they
definitely a
do?
striker, definitely a first choice left wing, and then probably a third option that gives us cover, probably even potentially cover at the 10 now. I think we need somebody who can cover at the 10 and cover on the wing because right now
We
we
need
have
five,
Kudos
mate.
and nobody else, right? On the
We
right
need
wing.
five. We need two strikers.
Well, we
I
need,
know.
yeah, that's what we ultimately need, but we won't.
Yeah.
I think,
We need someone like a Morgan Gibbs White to cover what's his name? Madison, right? Because he scores goals as well. He scores goals as a number 10, right? We need Gakpo, uh who else on the other side where to cover? We missed out on the Fulham lad, didn't we? Who was on a free.
Oh, was that Wilson?
Yeah, he would have covered. He could have done a job for Kudus. Premier League proven. Had great out. He had a great output, didn't he? So
Yeah, he would. He's a good depth player. Like I would say again, and Mark says they're realism. I'm trying to, what I would like versus what I think is going to happen is slightly different. I think something realistic would be. I just think Savio isn't who I want, but I think he's.
no,
I think he's coming in. So I'm just going to include him there because I think he's. It's kind of. I don't think it's worth it for us to pretend like he. I think he's coming in. But if you bring in a Savio and he can cover left and right wing depth, right? So you have Kudos in front of him on the right wing. On the left wing, then I say bring in Gapco, who I think is possible, for example.
yeah,
And then you bring in Ferran Torres in the middle. Then you have a
yeah.
lot of coverage there. And then for me, something like Morgan Gibbs White, I'd love. I just don't think it's realistic. But what if we sold Bentancur, sold um, Bergvall, and brought in somebody like Alex Scott instead? He can cover
That's
the
fair.
10 for us. He can play 8. He can cover the 10 for us. Like those
mean,
are 4 players. I think they're all realistic for us to get. I don't think it's too much to
Spurs
ask.
want something like 60 million for Bergvall, don't they, or something? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, we're hearing numbers like that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, to go and get Alex Scott, we'll probably have to pay another 10. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I think we could. Yeah, he from what I've heard, and you never know. He was a Spurs fan growing up, so he might have more desire to come
Yeah, of
here.
course he has.
I think Bournemouth. They've said they aren't looking to sell him, but if Spurs go in for him and he wants to leave, Bournemouth is a club that will always sell. They're
Of
never
course
going
he
to
will.
keep
You
players
offer them the
on.
right money. You offer them the right money, they'll sell, without a doubt,
Yeah.
because they're building a stadium.
You offer him the right money, and Alex Scott says to them, "Look, I want to go." To me, I think that's like, look, I'd love Morgan's Gibbs White. Don't get me wrong, that's my first choice, but I'm trying to keep it in with what we could do, and I think Alex Scott would work well. Then you have kind of you replace Bentancur because I don't want to sell Bentancur for replacing him with
I d
Gray or Bergvall. But if we're
no,
selling Bentancur and replacing him with an Alex Scott who can give us depth in the 8th, depth in the 10,
look,
that works for me.
look. I'm saying we need 3 players, right? We do need left wing, Sabit Savinio, or whatever you bloody call him, a Gakpo, yeah, and a striker, yeah. But if we're selling two midfielders, yeah, then surely, yeah, we've got to get five players in, haven't we?
Yeah, I think 4's realistic for me, but we need 5 new attackers just but we're
Well,
not going to
2.
get it. We need like you said, we need a right wing behind Kudus, we need 2 strikers, and we need 2 left wings because I'm not doing this Tell nonsense anymore.
I
Tell is
mean,
not good enough. I don't want him there at all.
I mean,
So we need
we missed
5,
out
but
on
we're
that
not going to get it.
Mika Gotts. I mean, if PSG want him, why the bloody hell can't we go in for him? Do you know what I mean?
Well, now we can't go in for him because he's not going to come to us if he's going to PSG. My
No,
thing
this
with
is the
always
thing.
with Gotts and Solis and even Savio is I have no problem for them to come in as our depth signing, but I need somebody more proven in front of them with more proven output.
Yeah, that's fair. But the thing is that he's got the most. I mean, he had the output better than well, not Lamel. What was his name? The guy that was going to Liverpool and turned him down, didn't he? The oh, what's he called? Is it Leipzig player?
Oh, Diamande?
Diamande. Yeah, he got better output than Diamande. I mean,
Well,
wow.
they'll play.
Let me
No,
just
Diamande is going to Real Madrid now. That's right. So
yeah. Let me just bring Pete in. Now this git, he's gonna be laughing ear to ear. This git. Welcome, Pete.
Afternoon.
Yeah, I thought you might be laughing. Yeah.
Well, nothing set in stone. So I mean, Bruno's not over the line yet, but is good as the other player. I'm not going to mention names. I ain't going to jinx it.
I can't see how you're going to get all that money.
They've got it, mate. The money's there.
You're going to pay, what's the name, 500 grand a week, or 500 grand a week. You're going to pay Alvarez. How much are you going to pay for bloody, what's his name?
The figure, the sum hasn't been discussed. It's probably going to be about 130, 140 million, that kind of ball mark. Alvarez, I'm not worried. If we can get Vinny, I don't give a shit about Alvarez. It'll be a nice touch, but if we can get Vinny, that's the ultimate.
Broke me pen. Yeah, but the thing is, Vinny Jr., wow, what a player. I mean,
oh my God.
Oh, come on. I think he's going to be more than what they paid for bloody Elliot Anderson.
You would have thought so, but
he's a world-class player.
That's it, though. But the problem is, Madrid are screwed by the fact that he's only got 1 year left on his contract.
Literally.
So they're going to they'll take what they can get. It's going to be a massive amount, don't get me wrong, but the issue is, it's Vinny's wages, and well, I'll tell a lie. It's not so much his wages; it'll be in the 400 to 500k mark. But what Madrid won't do is give Vinny 100% of his image rights, where we will.
Alvarez 300 and odd grand a week, I should think.
Yeah,
you got to pay the other fella about
Bruno.
200 grand.
He'll be on about 200k.
You're looking at 100 grand a week.
Yeah,
but 1,000, 100, 500. You're going to be looking silly money, man. You'll be like 900 grand.
Yeah, if it needs to, if the board wants to succeed, then that's the kind of money you got to spend.
Wow.
We're not going to get all three. Well, no, I don't see us getting all three. Vinny is, when the rumour first came about, or when Ornstein tweeted whatever he tweeted, I was like, yeah, okay, a little bit of excitement. Then it kind of died down with Sky Sports, but they're full of shit. But after reading what I've been reading from various sources, various different places, it's a 50-50 shot now. But the problem for Madrid is if they don't give Vinny the image rights, all 100% of the image rights, or if they do, then they got to do the same for Mbappe. They got to do the same for Jude Bellingham, and that's going to be the deal breaker.
I think you'll get Vinny, and we'll get Jude Bellingham.
That would be one hell of a shock move.
Yeah,
that is a Brit. Why not?
That's a bomber, isn't it? Eh, Jude Bellingham.
That would be a bigger bomber than Vinny.
I don't know. Vinny's well class. He is well class player.
Yeah. I say it at the moment it's 50-50. Bruno's that's pretty much wrapped up now. They've got his medical books in next week. But anyhow, talk about Tottenham. What you're looking at, and where's Scott gone?
I don't know. I mean, we are in dire trouble, mate. I mean, we need at least 5 players, I think.
Yeah, you do. But you're not going to get them all in this window, though.
Well, no, we were looking at getting 2 or 3 anyway. So if they got to sell like Bergvall, a first-team player, and they've got to sell Sarr, because apparently Aston Villa wants Sarr, and Bergvall's more or less a done deal as well. We're looking at, that's 5 players, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the problem.
You've got to replace the first. You're not replacing like Deadwood. You're replacing first players. Yeah.
This is the issue. Is we're now in like the last month. This is going to be the problem for everybody. It's fine, like saying, "Oh, we'll buy this player," but they've got to have time in order to get a replacement. If they can't get a replacement, they're not going to sell to us.
Well, this is the month we've got to do it then, isn't it? This is going to be the month. I mean, we can't fuck about no more because, like I say,
I mean,
we need 3 players as it is. Yeah, if Bergvall goes, he's got to be replaced. Yeah, if Saar goes, he's got to be replaced because they are first team players. With
yeah.
what we got on the
You
sheet.
need to
Yeah.
be making a signing this week.
Oh, without a doubt. I think it'd be Gekpo anyway. I think
Yeah, I like Gakpo.
I think we'll push for Marmoush as well.
I think Gakpo is like a utility player, but plus he's like an all-rounder. He's not top quality, but he's more than decent enough, and he can play in various roles for Tottenham. Which, with the injuries you've had, that could be a bloody boon for you.
Do you know what? I hate that when players play out, not out of position, but like they're not so good on that side or whatever. I just want one player that's bloody good on
Yeah.
in one bit.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
too right.
Because this, we've done that so time and time again. Oh, we can play anywhere. Do you know what I mean? But he's a left footer, but they put him out on the other side. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, why?
I think you got quite a few messages from Cookie as well.
Yeah. Let's have a look. What fixes him? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think one of the things for me why we need players too is you need to get them in the team. You need time. Even it's not much, but like 3 games in the preseason for De Zerbi to put them in the squad and have them let them know what he wants to do. I keep harping on it with Xavi Simmons last season, and we talked about it a lot on Danny's show yesterday. Is he came in 3 games into the season, and Dan says, "Well, did they want him as a left wing or did they want him as a 10?" And I think they didn't know. And if you have a preseason where he can play a few games and you can try him out, then you figure out, should he be playing in the 10? Should he be playing in the 7? Instead, we brought him in 3 games into the season. You can't use Premier League games to try to experiment with where your squad is. The Premier League is not the time, especially for a team like Spurs, where it's going to be a fine margin, right? We're not going to be, and I don't want to say, I hesitate to say this with Pete here because I don't want to get him a big head. We're not Arsenal. We're not City. We can't afford to, try things in the league because we are going to need every single point we can get.
I think in defence of Tottenham, you do have a little bit of flexibility. I mean, the last 2 seasons, I mean, the season before last, you was never in danger. Last season, you was in danger. You've made some decent signings already. So I think you do have a little bit of playability where you can, especially against I mean, I know you are technically one of the crappier sides, but you're not. So you can get away with a little bit of playing around with your squad, but only so far. It's like you talk about Arsenal or City. We could do that.
We ain't even got a squad.
It's getting repaired, but I've always said this. It's never. Most of you have said this. It's not going to be a quick fix. This is going to take you a few winters. So I think I said, I can't remember which group or what chat I said it in, but I think if you can get mid-table this season, that'll be a good base to go off for next season.
Well, I'd like to get a European place, even if it's just like the conference. That's what
I'd but for. The problem there is you ain't got the squad. You ain't got the squad for Europe yet.
No.
Maybe give Europe a miss for a couple of seasons.
No, we will have next season. I mean, if we get in a European place, you get European money as well, and they'll have to go again, won't they? I mean, we've got January as well. Don't forget, and we've got then we've got a full summer again, haven't we? So look, I mean, if we can just get like 2 or 3 players in, and then sell a few players, first teamers, and then get replacements for them. I mean, Alex Scott would be perfect. If we get rid of like someone called like Saar or Bergvall, because he's an attacking forward, so I'd take him. Like I say, I've just said earlier about Polinia. I mean, everyone say, "Oh yeah, but we got better than that." It's just but we need squad players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We do need them because if they go down, like we lost 2 or 3 players in 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? And they were like really important players. And we already had him
I
at
mean,
the squad, and just it's nuts.
as bad as they are, you can't afford to get rid of Richie or Solanke at the moment. You got nothing else.
No, this
I
is
might be
crazy.
happy having nothing else. At this point, nothing else might be better than them. But yeah, I mean, you're right, Pete, that we're not going to be in relegation again. So we're not at that risk. But I think is like Rolly said, I think we're going to be trying to get Europe. And I think that if we don't have the players in, then what we could do is if we're losing those first 3 to 4 games, we're dropping points that time, that could be the difference between getting 6th, 7th,
Yeah,
8th
absolutely.
versus 9th, 10th, right? And I think that's what concerns me. Plus, it's always
Yeah.
it's harder and easier. I'm trying not to contradict myself. There's always players you can get at the end of the window, right? There's always players that are kind of, hey, we want to just get rid of. But I don't think that's the players we want. I think it's harder as the summer gets to the end for us to get the players we want, if that makes sense. So that you're left with kind of like we saw last year, Kolo Muani. You get a player like that who you get because he's available, not because he necessarily fits with what you want. So I want us to get whoever we're getting. If it's Gakpo, I want us to get Gakpo in and ready to go. Then we know that we have him set, and that left wing is set, solid. It might also depend on then what kind of striker you're going to go get, right? Because if you're playing Savinho and Kudos, if that's going to be your 2 wingers, the striker you're going to need is going to be different than if you're playing Gakpo and Kudos, right? Because Gakpo's not a player that's going to be putting in a ton of crosses. That's not his game. Savinho will be more of a guy who's putting in crosses and setting up the striker. So that's why I just think we need to get somebody in place now.
I think,
I think you said, Pete, next week, right?
yeah, I think you need a player next week. But going long term, I think pushing for Europe, I think it's going to be a mistake for Tottenham. I'm not trying to be talked down to Tottenham, but I think you need to re-establish yourselves as a league force. You're not going to, if you then have to stretch into Europe as well the following season, as you well know, it's a lot harder to fight on multiple fronts. I would be looking more at baby steps in the league. Get yourself mid-table, then build from mid-table to top 6, and then hunt down Europe.
Yeah. If I trusted our club to stick with the project, I would be more willing to do that. But my concern is we've seen so many times with Spurs is if you don't make Europe, you're gone. Yeah. And they cancel, they get rid of the plan. It's kind of like what Rolly and I were talking about earlier, especially when we don't have a director of football in place to oversee that plan. So my concern is that we don't get Europe next year. We don't have anyone with the football knowledge in place to say, hey, this is part of our plan that we're developing, and here's the plan why this is okay. And instead, we get the reactionary things that we've seen so many times at Spurs. And so much of that reaction is, oh, we didn't make Europe. Panic. Get rid of De Zerbi. Get rid of this player.
Yep.
And that's what's happened so often. And I haven't seen anything at the club this summer that makes me change that. No. But I think you're right, Pete. If we had a proper organization in place where I said they're going to follow this and we're going to build it properly, then I could be fine if we didn't have Europe next year. But I just worry if we don't get Europe. I've seen how our club reacts to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like shock. It's just they just say, right, get down the road. You know what I mean? We didn't make Europe. We've thrown all this money into you.
Right.
See you later. This is what happens when you don't have a football director. You know what I mean? A director of football. You know.
Arsene Wenger's available.
No, I mean it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy what they do. What Spurs do. I mean to get rid of a manager sort of fucking just a week before a cup final. It just says it all, doesn't it? There's no fucking idea.
Well, the one thing you've got to do though is Europe or not this season, back the manager.
Oh yeah, but they seem to be doing that, don't they? But they just do
No,
it.
yeah, you're in the pre-season at the minute, and the positivity's there, but
Mm.
and all fan bases are the same. We turn on managers on a dime. You need to give De Zerbi 2 or 3 years to create his vision. If you go through a bad spell, don't be doing what you did with Thomas Frank and that bearded tit you brought in temporarily. You didn't do fuck all. I can't even remember his name at the end of the season.
Oh yeah, I know
Tudor.
the one.
Well, they should have
Tudor,
never
yeah.
bought. That was such a bad.
See,
That was a bad move.
that's for someone who don't know what they're doing again, isn't it? This is what's happening all the time with Tottenham Hotspur. You know, we just make bad decisions all the time. Yeah. I just don't think Frank was right for Thomas Frank just weren't right for Tottenham Hotspur. Not the what the fans wanted. Yeah. Tudor was just a panic, wasn't it? They're just trying not to get relegated. And thank God De Zerbi come
And
in.
to be honest, neither was Jose Mourinho. You shat out
Look
with
everywhere.
managers. I
Everywhere.
get that, but
Everywhere Mourinho went, he was back to the hilt, wasn't he? Do you know what I mean? In whatever league he was at.
I mean,
So,
in whatever league he was at.
I don't know. Don't know what's happening.
I don't know if it's breaking up for every
Yeah, it broke
career
up.
here.
Yeah, it broke up.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you, Pete. You broke up.
That's not just me then. Yeah, so I think the De Zerbi, if we can call it project, needs to be given time. I say, don't get on it. The worst thing for a manager is that the fan base turns on you.
Yeah, that's understandable. But the thing is,
that's understandable. But the thing is,
God, there's a bit of a delayed reaction there, isn't there?
It's an echo coming through, but and delay.
It's a bit of a delayed reaction. You've got an echo and delay, Pete.
It's an echo coming through, but and delay.
You, Pete. Because me and
let me jump out a minute. I'll put the TV on. I'll see if it's.
Because
me and Scott were okay and we were fine, and then like you come on and you were all right for a bit, and then we lost.
Yeah, it was just the last like 2 minutes. Something changed when he started crackling up, and he was jumping. Anyways, yeah, I mean it's Jose's the same thing. You bring Jose in. You need to know what he's going to demand, and you know what he wants.
Of course he is.
So if you don't want to do that for him, and this is even more is Conte. Conte, everybody knows what he wants.
Yeah.
And Conte isn't just buy me. If you look at his history, he isn't just buy me expensive players. He wants the players that he wants. And if you don't buy him those players, he's going to be upset. So the option is, if you don't want to go buy him those players, don't hire him. Don't bring him in.
Yeah.
Same with Jose. Don't bring those guys in. So with De Zerbi, and I agree with Pete there, if we're going to bring De Zerbi in, let's build a project with him. But that means that you have to put everything in place so that he can be successful. Because when we're talking about he's been backed, yes and no. Fernandez, Tonali, Van Hecke, we're backing him, yes. Not getting him forwards, though, that's not backing him at all, right? If we end up with leaving him short up front, that's not backing him. So
yeah, man,
we need to do that.
Does anyone else want to come on? Yeah, I'll put the link in if you want. John, you said you want to come on, mate? There we go. Hopefully that link will go in. Yep. Guys, if you want to come on, John, Logan, if you want to pop on, yeah, you can come on. It'd be nice to hear what you guys have got to say. Sitting there. And you, Daryl, if you want to come in. I mean, you ain't got to have your camera on. You just talk with, with your picture on or whatever. Don't matter. Anyway, guys, yeah, so this is what I can't stand another one that it says, "Oh, we're going to wait another 5 years." You know, we've got a 5 year project. I don't want to hear that crap. You know what I mean? That's too much in it. You know what I mean? Because like our managers get 18 months to prove themselves,
It,
and if they don't prove themselves, they're down the road.
that's the concern, right? Is that, again, why I would love it if we didn't make Europe. Not love it if we didn't make Europe. Let me finish. But you know what? I'd love it if we didn't make Europe next year and we said, okay, that's fine. We're going to build more. We're going to keep going and build on it. But we've seen it, Rolly, how many times that doesn't happen at our club. Um, and these owners haven't done anything to change my mind on that. I think one of the other concerns I have with not getting the players we in now is, yes, we can't fix everything in this window, but if we don't start fixing some things, you know what we're going to hear next summer? Well, there's too much to do this window. And every year
Yeah,
we hear how there's too much to do.
yeah, I'm fed up
So
with
we
hearing
need to
that.
start replacing it. I say, for example, could you imagine if we had bought a left wing in January so
Yeah,
that this summer we have that left wing already in place? How much better would we be looking right now?
well,
First of all, last season we wouldn't have been in relegation, and this season we wouldn't be so desperate because we already have a solid left wing. But because we didn't address it last when we needed it, should have been last summer or in January. Now we're
should
trying
have
to
been
play
Lookman.
catch up.
Should have been Lookman
Lookman
straight
would have
away,
been,
banged on.
yeah. And now
You know,
that's the same thing that I'm worried about happening next season is if we don't address our forward needs this summer, next season we're going to be behind the eight ball just as much, and we're going to be having issues trying to address
yeah,
it.
totally agree, mate. I'm just fed up of like being in the same old all the time. It's just driving me mad now. You know, where we're always short on players. We start a campaign and we're always short somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's up front, left wing, at the back. Do you know what I mean? It's just driving me
Yep.
mad now. Sousa's
And
going now.
the other thing that we see that happens is we might say, oh, we just need this, but over next season, next summer, there's going to be something that pops up that we need. Probably left back, to be honest. Next summer, we're going to need a left back
Yeah,
and potentially a goalkeeper. We'll see what happens with Kinski, but it's possible. So then there's always going to be other needs that come up as well. So it's not just that we don't have the forwards and we say, oh, we can address that next year. Well, next year, we're going to have to address our left back. We might have to address the keeper. We might have to
mm,
change out a Bentoncourt, get some more depth somewhere. So that's why, like you said, if we're always short, you're just going to keep. Next summer will be something else that we're short at. Next summer, we need to start getting to the place where we're solid, and we've done a few steps like that this year. I think center back especially, we're really solid at. We're as solid as we've been at center back for a long time.
yeah,
Now we just hopefully can start getting other places where we are
yeah.
solid.
I'd like to see someone with a bit of passion come in, and Alex Scott, all his family are Spurs supporters as well. He's a Spurs supporter, so he's going to play out of his Scott. You know, just going to play out of his mind just to get to Tottenham, and he'll do all he can to get to Tottenham. I know he would, being a Spurs supporter, and all his family are Spurs supporters. They're season ticket holders and everything else, aren't they? So do you know what I mean? He would be good because he'd have some passion when he'll try his hardest to impress his family. You'd think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think he'd be a really solid signing this summer and something that we again I say it's possible for us to go out and get him. I think we could get him and get the pieces we need up front. But
Mm.
like you said, and he's good because he can cover at the 8 with Fernandez or Tonali when they're out. He can play there. He can cover at the 10 for us.
Just looking
That's
for
kind of
Barbo, isn't it?
one of the signings that when you start to become a bigger club again that you have, where you have a player like him that isn't necessarily um, starting every week, but he does play such a key role because he's coming off the bench, and you need quality coming off the bench. City has
Yeah,
quality coming off the bench.
absolutely.
Liverpool has
That's it.
quality coming off the bench. Arsenal has quality when they're coming off. Even Chelsea last season when you're bringing guys off. That's what we really need, and that's what we need to start building as well as the. I know everybody says we have to fix the 11. Don't get me wrong, we need to fix the 11, but we also need to start having it such that when one of the 11 goes down, we're not then terrified because we're bringing on Saar, Gray, and Bergvall. We're bringing
Mm.
on Alex Scott, who's we're excited to have come on, right?
Yeah. I mean, what's he saying? Something about a tab. Oh yeah, he's saying I couldn't. He goes, I couldn't afford. What was it? Couldn't afford a paracetamol, let alone a tablet. John, bless him. Yeah, I mean, Alex Scott would be a great signing. Obviously, Mika Gotts is gone now because that's gone. Savinio, Gakpo, Marmouche. You could go for Torres now, isn't it? Apparently, we've been linked with. Um, but I do think we need some cover for Kudus. We've got to have
Yeah,
some
because
cover
we
for
don't even know,
Kudus.
when's he
I
going to
don't
be
know.
ready?
I don't know. No one said nothing.
Like
And
right now, I think it's realistic to say, because we play in 3 weeks, I think,
yeah,
from today. I could be wrong. I think it's legitimately possible that Kudos isn't ready to start that game. Or if he is, are we going to have him go in 90 minutes right away? Because
well,
if I'm
that's
not
the thing, isn't
mistaken,
it?
he's dealing with a muscle issue. Do you want him
Yeah,
going 90 minutes because we have no other option? I don't.
you can't have him going at that. And like you say, having one winger on that side's a bit ridiculous, really.
Yeah, even if he was 100% healthy, you need somebody else there.
Yeah, so like you say, if you bring in a Gakpo and Savinio, one of them can cover the other, can't it? I mean, like Savinio can go over that side, can't he? He
Yep,
could play
he
on
can
the
play
right.
both. I know it's funny if you listen to people on the internet. Some people actually say he's better right wing. Some people say he's better left wing, but he can play either one. He can fill in there.
Yeah,
So yeah, if you have Gakpo starting on the left and Kudos isn't ready, well, you have Savinho can go play there, right?
yeah.
Or if Gakpo has to move to striker, then Savinho can play left wing. That's the kind of that's what we want. We want to see something like that come on. We don't want to say, oh, when he's healthy, Odobert's coming on. Because I don't want to see Odobert
No, I
playing at
don't
all,
see
right?
ever. Yeah, I mean, he could go
And
and all, really, to be quite
as
honest,
much as
but
people are
he don't really
excited about
will.
him, we don't want to see Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore is not Premier League ready.
No. I'll chuck
But
him
that's
out in the championship. That's for me. Anyway,
yeah, Mikey Moore, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like he at his age to go to have
get
a season on
developed.
loan in the championship, great for him. Go there, show that he's able to be one of the top players for his
I
team
mean,
there.
if he rips it up in the championship, then he's ready. You know what I mean? But we
Yeah,
don't know that, do we? Playing
no, he
in
needs.
Scotland.
Yeah, he did fine. I don't think he did amazing in Scotland, but he did perfectly fine. I have no problem with what he did last year, but he didn't do anything that makes you think this is the guy we need to now bring into the Premier League.
But
So
they want
let's.
him back, but I'd rather not send him there again because he ain't going to learn a lot there. Although he
No,
was
I
playing
think
against
I
the
think
men.
Championship is where he should be.
Yeah, I mean a
But
good passing championship like Middlesbrough, someone like that who's going to be competing would be good for him.
well,
Uh,
somewhere where you make sure that he can get
a game,
35 games,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because you don't.
maybe a Norwich, somewhere like that.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the teams and what they have their needs, but the one thing I
Mm.
don't want is that we send him out. Who was it? I think Yang got sent out to Coventry halfway through the season, and they're like, we can't use him. We can't play him.
Yeah, that's right.
So you need minutes for more. Ideally, it would be like you said, a Middlesbrough. But if Middlesbrough are saying we can't have him playing every week, then I don't mind if he's playing for the 10th or 11th best team in the championship, playing 35 minutes there and helping
Yeah,
them
I'll take
hopefully
that
become
Norwich.
better. Yeah. So that's what he needs. He goes out there, he proves that he's doing well, and
Yeah,
then you say you bring him in. And I think he'd still be 19 or 20, right? Like he's so young.
yeah, he's so young. Yeah, same as Luca Barnett, but he's too young to even go out on
Yeah.
loan till October. You know, so
Yeah, I think you keep him around, let him train with the first team players, let him go on the bench. You have so many extra
stick
subs
him
that you're
out on
never going
loan
to
in
use
January.
anyways. Yeah, and then you can reevaluate in January. I'm fine if you even get him in some games, right? If you're we're
Yeah,
up we're up 3-0 against someone, send him in there, let him get a run around for 10 minutes, get
yeah,
the experience
absolutely.
of being in a Premier League game. But
Yeah. But let's see what happens with him. I mean, like I say, I would like him to stick around. I don't want him sold. I mean, because he's like you say, he's not generational. I mean, no players are like that generational. But the thing is, he's a talented lad, same as like Luca. Um, just get him out on loan as best we can, because he's not going to get a sniff in the first team. He's just not. Malachi Hardy, same with him. But I'm just worried that they're going to do what they've done with the lad that we got from. Who's the other lad that we sent out on loan from the defender? Um, he got Championship Player of the Month, the year, didn't he?
Oh, Ashley
Could
Phillips.
Yeah, Ashley Phillips. Yeah, I mean, not seen him even in the. Is he injured? Was he had an op
I
or
don't.
something?
Did they send him back out? I think they're. I think he's getting sold eventually. So I'm not sure if they've already sold him or they're getting ready to sell him. I think Phillips is going to be somebody who gets sold.
Yeah. That's a shame because the lad's got a lot of potential. He has got a lot of potential, and he is a leader, which we do need at the back. Because, mind you, Van Heck could be a leader, couldn't he? Do you know what I mean? I think.
Yeah, I think he'll be good this year. He knows what De Zerbi wants. He's played for him before.
Mm,
He'll be. I think he'll be really key for us next season.
yeah. Is that Eugene? Is it? Hi everyone, big up, cause we were shit again. You ain't wrong, Eugene. Man, you ain't wrong. It was just awful, wasn't it? But like you say, they're playing kids and Chelsea play kids, and you ain't going to expect much, are you? Do you know what I mean? You can't expect much.
Yeah, I think again it's hard. It's preseason. It's hard to get much of a read on everything, but what is concerning is that we just show no ability at all to score goals.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, yeah. I just thought, it was a bit near, wasn't it? They weren't showing a lot. They weren't showing you a lot, were they? Whether they were frightened, mind you, they weren't frightened to go in with tackles, were they? Because look what happened to that player nearly got sent off. Do you know what I mean? Gallagher. So he was throwing himself about when he wanted to make an impact on Chelsea.
yeah. Gallagher was a little too up for it. I think
Yeah, he was buzzing, wasn't
he was ready to make an impression, and it's like okay,
he? He's going to leave his mark somewhere.
he got a little bit too much into it, but
Yeah.
that's the kind of player he is, though, right? He's
Vuskovic.
going all out
Yeah.
110% all the time. So
Yeah. Vuskovic was just a good bit of business, I thought. He weren't going to
yeah,
get traded to the Spurs soon.
He didn't want. Well, he was only wanting to be here if he's going to be playing. We don't
Mm.
have a spot for him to play because we have Senesi, we have Van Hecke, we have Van de Ven, and we have Danso, and he's not getting ahead of them. Maybe you
One
could say
game a
he's
week.
getting ahead of Danso, but you don't want Vuskovic to be 19 and be a fourth choice center back.
No.
Move him on, get the sell on fee. That was a perfect deal. That I have absolutely no problem. I actually quite
Was that a
love that
20%
deal.
sell on, was it?
Yeah, so you sell him for 50. If he, everybody's worried. If he ends up being $100 million player, then you get what 20%. So you get 20 million added on. So you get 70
Happy
million for
days.
him.
Yeah,
That's
happy days.
that's brilliant.
Mm.
What you don't
Good bit of
want
business.
is, and if he becomes $100 million player, he's shown and it's nothing against him, but he wants to play at the highest level. So if he end up becoming $100 million player, he would want to leave Spurs and he'd be pushing to move away anyways. So I think this is the best case scenario with him.
I think
It's
Brighton's scouting team is second to none, really, because they really
yeah,
do find some gems, and they knew Vuskovic was a gem.
but he works for them because if Brighton comes in and he struggles, right, which is
Yeah,
which you would expect from a 19-year-old center back with one season at top level football.
yeah.
So again, if he struggles, which is fine, doesn't mean he's
20
crap.
million ain't a lot of money for a young player anyway, is it?
But
Because
they can afford it, right? If he
Yeah,
struggles at Brighton and they finish 11th, their fans aren't going to lose their minds. If he struggles at Spurs and we're dropping down to 11th or 12th because he's making mistakes, that's a problem. We can't do that, right? So
Yeah.
Makes sense. It was a smart move for the player, smart move for Brighton, smart move for us. Good all around.
John Stokes says, "Who do you think the bomber's going to be? MJW, Morgan Gibbs White, Torres, or Kane?" Well, it ain't going to be Kane. It could be Torres. I'd love it to be Morgan Gibbs White. I would love it, and put Bergwell going the other way or something, But
Well, I said that I actually, being cynical, I'm like, I don't think there is actually a bomba. I think that either,
it's
well, I think that
Gakpo anyway.
they're
Oh,
saying it because for the PR stuff. But I do think if we're saying that if there is a bomba and it's real, I think Gakpo right now is looking like the most likely player for it to be. But I do think it is a little weird that De Zerbi drops this big news that there's a bomba and nobody out there, not a single person out there, has an idea of who it is. Makes me question whether, right? Because nowadays
coming,
you,
man.
you don't keep things quiet.
Yeah.
Somebody talks, whether it's an agent or the club. They're going to tell somebody.
Yeah. I mean, the bomber is going to be Gakpo. It's looking like Gakpo, isn't it? That's if it is going to be,
Yeah, I mean, if Liverpool get Barcola, then they have Barcola, Isak, Ekatike up front. They also, is Gakpo going to want to be there, being kind of a secondary piece there, maybe. But I think it's easy for them to move on from him once Barcola is coming in, and I think it's pretty solid. Things can always change, but you start to hear that Romano saying, and even I think Ornstein has talked about Barcola. They have agreement. He wants to go there. PSG is buying players in that position and ready to move on from him. So I think it'll be one of those domino effects, right? Liverpool's going to get Barcola. PSG's adding your boy Götze, and then Gakpo becomes much easier and much more available. And I'm fine with that. I think Gakpo, I have Gakpo, Leao, and Rashford kind of in that
I'll
same
tell you
category.
another one I heard. Liverpool were supposed to be getting Barcola. Apparently, we were going to go get. This was going to be the bomber that we could be getting Barcola.
Yeah, I don't see that. I mean, I know we're saying that Spurs are acting differently. I have a hard time believing that Barcola is going to want to go from PSG to Spurs. That's a big change. Again, no Champions League. It's one thing for Fernandez to do it and Tonali to do it when they weren't coming from Champions League. Gakpo, kind of on the outs at Liverpool. Maybe he'll come there, but I don't. I think Barcola is going to Liverpool. Just because when you hear that, right, more often than not, you hear all that smoke from like Romano, Ornstein. It usually ends up happening.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, literally, I thought Diomande was nailed on to go to Liverpool. He's just like a Liverpool type player, like a Mane, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's just that sort of player.
Yeah.
But...
The hard part about that is when you start to hear Real Madrid and PSG, everything gets thrown out the water, right? Like when those teams start calling you, that's a different kind of ball game there, right? Where when those clubs are calling for you, you have to listen.
Yeah.
But I thought, yeah, he did seem perfect, like you said. Exactly the kind of player Liverpool would go to Liverpool that they would get.
Because they've lost Salah as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
That could be a bomber, wouldn't it? Get Salah in.
I can't remember. Somebody said it, and I was like, you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. But if you want to talk, if they're saying that there's somebody who's unexpected, like you've heard, I've heard, people say that that their friends tell them, or people in the know say, hey, there's somebody that Spurs are working on, and if they get him, it'll be a massive. Like if we ended up signing Salah, that would be wow. That would be like that's a massive. Because I have a hard time. People say, and people that I know have some connections to footballing, So that they're not just making it up out of nothing, right?
Yeah.
And they've said that the people they know in footballing are saying it's going to be a big name. And it's hard for me to think about. Like Gakpo's a good signing. I don't know if it's like wow Gakpo, Rashford. I don't think it's a wow Rashford, right?
Yeah.
But Salah would be wow. That would be out of nowhere. But I don't think it's going to happen. But
Yeah, we thought about that the other night, and like, I don't know who was it. Were you on the channel? And I just thought about that, and I thought, well, we could get him for nothing. He could cover Kudus. Why Kudus is getting better, and then when Kudus is okay, yeah, chuck him as a front man because he can score from anywhere. He can make things happen.
yeah, that is I don't because Salah is pretty much only. I guess you could say like if you want to put him in as kind of a false nine, kind of like not a obviously target man, but look, if
Yeah.
we have Mo Salah, he can play wherever. But also, the other thing is Kudos can move over to the 10 as well, especially if Madison isn't working out. But
Yeah.
again, that's one of the problems. I would love to have too many talented players in the same position, trying to figure out how to fill them in. But Salah, still quality. I know he's, what, 33, 34, 30.
Still got a
Is
few
he 30?
years. I mean, if Messi could play like that, and he's still fit, and he played for the Egyptian side, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, no, I would take, like, he is a guy who's not looking like his best skill is his clinical finisher, right? Like you give him
Yeah,
that ball,
absolutely.
he
Yeah.
put that's in the back of the net. Much like Sonny was the same in the sense of when those guys got the ball, they put it in the back of the net, and I don't think he's lost that.
I'd play him
It,
up
it
front.
would be, it would be pretty crazy if that, to get him. That would be something that would shock me, and
But I can't believe he's
it
on a
would be
free.
pretty.
He's free.
Yeah. Well, I think the one thing that you
If
would
you're going to
say
give
is like,
someone 300 grand, give him it.
is he going to go to Saudi? Because the money he could make in Saudi would be, yeah, enormous, right? I think
Well,
he
we're
would
going to
be
then
Ronaldo
go and get
levels of,
his mate Marmouche.
yeah,
Happy, and
Salah
then
Marmouche.
then we're cooking, aren't we?
There we go. That
Yeah, we're cooking.
Rolly, now you're getting me excited.
Yeah.
when we
No
end up with
Viagra needed.
when we end
No,
up with Timo Werner and Solanke up front, now I'm going to be disappointed.
yeah. No Viagra needed tonight.
No way, not if that. Yeah, when that happens, you'll see me when people say that I'm not ever happy. That Marmouche Salah combo would be exciting.
Savinio, maybe. Oh, I don't know.
Yep, could have him too.
I'd take that. Marmouche could play as a playmaker, can't he, as well?
Well, that's like I've said about Savinho. He's not my number one choice, but if we had Kane and Son, right, then Savinho works with that because he's not needed to score as many goals.
No.
Again, if you had Marmouche and Salah, that's where you're getting your goals from. Those two are providing goals. So Savinho works in that kind of system. The problem with Savinho, for me, mainly is that we have no striker because Solanke and Richie are terrible, and Kudos, who isn't a goal scorer.
Yeah.
So it's just hard for me to bring Savinho in and hope that he can turn into a goal scorer at the Premier League level when he hasn't shown that ability. But Savinho with Marmouche and Salah, and then Kudos wherever he's going to fill in.
Who's the
that
other little
works a lot
Egyptian
better
player?
for me.
Was it Gula? Is he or is he Turkish? Gula, Arda Gula. I think it's Turkish, isn't he?
There's a Trezeguet played for them. I don't know, not the David
For
Trezeguet,
Egypt.
but a different Trezeguet they had. They had I can't remember what his name. I think they had a guy from Fulham, right, who was like a right back. But I'm not as familiar with Egypt as.
No. I'm just thinking of it like no, Arda Gula is he's at Real Madrid, isn't he? And,
Yeah, he's Turkish. He plays for Turkey.
Yeah, it's Turkish. I like him.
That Turkish team had so much
Like
talent, and they were so terrible at the World Cup. That they had to be one of the biggest letdowns at the World Cup because they had Yildiz, Ardagula, the Chanoglu, who's still, he's older, but he's still good if you watch him.
Chanoglu, yeah. I mean, I was just thinking, isn't it? Ardagula, could we prize him away? That'd be a bumper.
I don't think so. From what I've heard from the Real Madrid, he's not going anywhere.
No.
But he would be, yeah. And there's lots of guys out there. That's
Keenan Yildiz would be a great player as well for Tottenham.
oh, if we could get Yildiz, we were talking about it yesterday, and there was I don't know how reliable.
I mean, they are there, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a post about Juventus were looking at Savinho. Again, I don't know how reliable the source was, but you know then you're talking. Well, if they're getting Savinho, does that mean Yildiz is available and could?
Oh dear.
Hey, if we've been stalling all this time on Savinho, so for him to go to Juventus and us to get Yildiz, brilliant. I'll give the club credit for that because Yildiz as a left wing would be quality. Again, he could also cover the 10 for us if need be. But I think that might be a bit of a pipe dream. I'm not sure that Juventus is giving up on him. And if they were,
what do you think of that,
some other clubs that hop in.
Yildiz going to Spurs. Or Salah and Marmouche together. How about that? What do you think of that?
Yeah, see, there's lots of guys. I don't know how we can.
Come on, guys, in the chat. What do you think? I'm waiting to hear.
Yeah, if you said we're having Yildiz, Marmouche, and Salah. You know what, Rolly? You might get a 10 out of 10 for the transfer window from me if that happened.
Well, I wouldn't get it, but I mean, that's just an idea, isn't it? I mean, you want to spend some money, and we've got to get some decent players in. They'll be my players. I mean, you ain't going to have Salah for long, are you? But you never know, do you? He might be another Messi.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but even then, like Torres, I'd be very happy. Ferran Torres is supposedly available. He would be a guy that if we brought him in, I think he does a lot of good things for us. That's when Cookie was saying right at the back of the start of the chat, kind of what kind of fixes there are. We do have a lot of holes, but I think that's also if we got like some of the players we talked about, we're excited for the like you said. If we get a Marmouche, if we get a Ferran Torres, if we get a Cody Gakpo, we get like 2 or 3 of those guys. How much better does this season look, Rolly? So as much as we say there is holes to fill, I think that they could easily be filled, and it could get us excited.
Yeah, I mean, we just pulled them off from the top of my head. Do you know what I mean? And we, like you say, Marmouche is available because apparently he's getting pushed out of Man City. Another one that I always said about, I mean, he's a left winger, Grealish. I mean, he could do a job, can he? And there's goals in Grealish.
Yeah, I think last summer, I don't know why we didn't get Grealish. Last summer made so much sense. He's on loan. Sonny's leaving. We know that. You bring Grealish in. Tell, who I don't love, but then you have Grealish paired with Tell, so you have an experienced guy who can. That one is. I don't know if there's something behind the scenes we missed because did it not make perfect sense for a loan to take Grealish?
Yeah, well, agree with a loan with a agreement to buy or something like that. You know what I mean? It's a no-brainer, isn't it? It's a no-brainer because we.
I thought so.
We were desperate for a winger because we ain't got one. We never had one since Werner left, have we? Not really. And we brought in Tell, which was fucking dog shit. I'm sorry, I can't work it out. And Everton go, yeah, we'll have Grealish on loan. You could have, and we could have went, yeah, but we'll take Grealish with an obligation to buy.
Yeah, instead, we're going for Kolo Muani. Like, why not? Grealish has shown you know that he works in the Premier League.
Yeah, he could prove it, and it just doesn't make sense, does it? That's where you got no fucking football brain in at the top.
Yeah, that one is that was frustrating. You bring him in, you know exactly what he gives you.
You know what you're getting. He's skillful. He can go past a player, and he can score goals, and he's all right at set pieces as well, which we were crying out for.
And what he does is he draws a lot of set pieces. You watch how many fouls he draws too.
Yeah.
He draws as many fouls, it seems, as anyone out there. He knows how to do it. And I'm not saying like he's
And we
not
might have
cheating.
won a
He just knows.
penalty.
He shields the ball because his legs are like little tree trunks.
Yeah.
He shields the ball so well, gets fouled all the time. And then you have the
Because he's
set
so
pieces.
quick. He's so quick
Yep.
off the, his pace
He's
is
just
not
he's
off the
so good.
mark. He's
His
quick.
body positioning. When you see him with the ball, he knows how to shield the ball from the defender so that they have to. They don't
They
get
go through his
easy
legs.
access. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just again I'm
we
not
might have got a penalty.
oh
We might have got a penalty last season. How about
yeah.
that? It's
I didn't
fucking
even
nuts,
I
isn't it?
forget about that. You forget about I'm trying to forget about last season, so
Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, Grealish would have been my number one for left side at that time. Do you know what I mean? Even now for Savinho, I'd still take Grealish because I don't know what you're going to get with Savinho. Everyone's saying he was great at this other team other than before Man City. He was. I don't know where was he? Savinho?
Girona.
Is it Girona? Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched. I would never claim to watch the La Liga. I'll be honest. I don't watch it.
Listen to
But his
Dan.
stats were great.
Yeah,
So.
listen to Dan. He was absolutely electric there, and he said, without a doubt, I'd take him all day long. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I hope he hits the ground running, but it takes a while, nearly sort of 10 games for a player to sort of gel, doesn't it? You know what I mean? To get match fit, to gel with his players, to know how they work. And to know how Zerbi works, it's going to take a few games as well.
Yeah, exactly. I Savinho especially, like you want that guy to come in and get some.
This is why
reps.
I can't. This is why I can't work out why he's not in earlier. If we want him.
Yeah, Savinho especially, like we've been talking about him for 2 years now. Like if that's the guy who we want, then go and get him, and it should be
End of
done.
last
It
season,
should have
bang.
been like how nice would it have been to have him here in Australia playing these games, just getting used to it, because he hasn't played that much football, right? Last season he had less than 1,000 minutes, I think, for Man City. Get him playing games, getting De Zerbi working with him, saying this is what I want you to do. And for me, that's kind of what preseason should be about, especially with a player like him and against the Australian league teams, because it's easy. It gives him the chance. Okay, this is what I want you to do. Get in there. But for whatever reason, that's not how we wanted to operate.
It's mind-boggling, really. Really, is mind-boggling. How we've gone out on a pre-season tour with no forwards, only the ones we had last season that weren't doing nothing. That weren't firing on all cylinders. That aren't very good. It's just madness, absolute madness.
Yeah, we said last summer that the forwards weren't good enough, and we didn't do anything to fix it. We've said all season last year the forwards aren't good enough, and all summer. Like again, this is what's frustrating. It's not like we haven't known this. It's not because we've had
not as if it's come and bit us on the arse, is it? It's been for 2 seasons. They've not been good.
We didn't have 2 injuries in the World Cup, and that's why we need players. We've known this for, well, I mean, longer than 2 years, but we'll say 2 years to be kind, and just nothing. It's puzzling.
Here's another one. We should have got rid of Danso and brought in John Stones.
Well, that would have been yeah, if you add Stones to that center back room, that is impressive.
Yeah, get rid of Danso, bang Stones in. Perfect.
Yeah, especially after today. That what he was doing, I the way he let that ball just go right through his legs and then turned and just tackled him, like it was just terrible. That was madness from Danso. I don't even know how you do any of that.
I mean, Robinson got caught out so many bloody times. I just got fed up watching it. I'm worried about Robinson. I really am, because we haven't got no one to cover him. Now Sousa's going to Porto. I'm worried. I am worried. because I know your doggy's not going to be fit, so we're going to be just stuck with bloody what's his name, unless they take um, Mickey over to the left. What they do in Holland? That's the only thing
Yeah,
they
I
can
don't.
do, innit?
He looked. Van de Ven looked bad at left back in the World Cup.
Mm.
I don't. I still. I don't know if we'll do it. I would like a back three. I think we have a lot of pieces for a back three. I don't
Yeah,
know how it necessarily works with Kudos. What you do with Kudos there, but I think, I mean, Senesi, Van Hecke, and Van de Ven in a back three with Udogi and Poro as wingbacks. I think both of them are better wingbacks than they are fullbacks. You have those two there, and then you have the, why can't I think of their name? Canali and Fernandez in your midfields for your midfield four. And then three up front. I guess you could play Kudos up front. Maybe you're wondering what happens with a 10 in Madison, but I don't think he's going to do it. But the players are there for it
yeah,
because I don't want Robertson playing at all. And
no,
I think Udogi, from everything I've heard from Danny, who watches a lot of Serie A, he said at
he's a wing
Udinese,
back,
I think
isn't
it was, he played as a wing back in a
he? Yeah,
back three, and it was excellent. That's where he was really shining.
yeah,
And Poro, we know, is a wing back. He's not a fullback.
no, yeah. You need
So,
three to cover him. You do. You need three.
and Mickey Van de Ven as a back three, is okay on the left there, but I when he was playing as a out and out left back in a back four for Holland, he defensively he got caught out wide.
Yeah,
He's not. It's going to sound weird. He's not quick enough, not fast enough. I mean, like his feet quick, like
yeah.
1-on-1. He wasn't. He's.
Mm.
We all know he can run back. He's
Yeah,
fast,
but we've
straight
got
line speed.
Zanesi as well, which he's a fantastic player. I think
But
Zanesi's a good player.
yeah, I would love to see Van de Ven, Senesi, and Van Hecke in a back three. I, I like all three of them. I have no problem with any of them starting. So, but I don't think we're gonna do it. I don't.
It's just
That's
the
not what.
reserves. It's just the reserve, isn't it? The one that could come in like Danso. Like if you had a John Stones, you wouldn't mind, would you? On a free
Yeah,
as
but
well.
even Danso in a back three, in the center of a back three, works for me a lot better because he doesn't have to play the ball as much as because he has help there with people there. But we would need more. We would need more than that because we only have Danso. I'm not going to have
Mm.
Takai playing or anyone else. So
Phil, if you want to come on, man, come on. Let's feel the prayers.
yeah, he got cooked by a line guy. There was another game. I can't remember all the games now, but there was another game where he really looked bad. He really looked bad out there
Yeah,
defensively. So
yeah. I mean, like I say, right, we've gone through them. Now, are you happy with the goalkeeper?
yeah, I'm not. I have questions about Kinski. I thought there was some good and some bad. You saw that with him. I thought on the goal that they scored, he totally misjudged the ball as it came in, and then again, some seemed surprised
Yeah.
that the guy headed the ball past him. It was close. I know some people said it's close into him, but I think if he was judging the ball better, he would have been in better position. He really
Mm.
overplayed it too much. Tough. It is tough when the guy has a free header there, and Robertson I think is more to blame than Kinski,
Yeah.
but I just think Kinski could have done better with his positioning, which has
I
been a concern.
I
And then
think
there's a few times
he got right close to the player, and the player got there before. Well, not got there before him. It was a cross, and he was too close to do anything. You know what I
yeah.
mean? He was he was right on top of him. And when you're right on top of him, a goalkeeper, if you ain't getting near the ball, you're gonna be second all the time. So I
And
think
but then there was some time he made a nice he shot his hand up and put it off the
superb
bar,
shaves. Yeah,
which was a great save there. With the ball, and this is kind of always probably going to be the case with him, is that because he's so good with his feet, he gets a little overconfident. And I've
mm.
seen it a few times where he gives the ball right to the forwards, which is a concern. but other times where he can get himself out of danger. So I would say with Kinski, I haven't changed my opinion on him. I still think he's a massive risk,
We'll
and I
pick the
don't
reserve
understand
keeper
why we
then.
didn't
I mean, the
why we
reserve
didn't
keeper's
do.
crazy as well, isn't it?
What's that?
The reserve keeper.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Dubravka. Like
Dubravka.
I don't
I'm not.
understand. I'll keep saying it. You get a if you want to go with Kinski as your number one, I don't think it can be Dubravka.
No.
Again, I say Jan Sommer because he was on a free, same as Dubravka. The other one is, and I'm not,
Silva. Silva.
is that,
Silva.
well, yeah, if you want to go, but, Vicario, they've talked about Juventus wanting Vicario,
I'd
and
go
they
for the Palace
wanted, and
keeper.
whether it's
I
true or
like the
not,
Palace keeper.
yeah, Palace, but Juventus supposedly was looking at a swap where they have Giorgio, I think is his name, who's not
Giorgio.
amazing, but
Yeah.
he's 30 years old. I think he played a full season last year for Juventus. You bring him in behind Kinski, right? And then if he has to step in, he's decent. Everything I've read about him says he's good playing the ball. So that's what, like, I don't know why either one of
Is it
those guys I think
Gregio
would be
or
a
something
better
like that?
option than Dubravka.
Gregio or something like that, isn't it? Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he played at Torino for a few years. I get, like, he's not, oh my goodness, that's the amazing guy,
Yeah,
but
I
he's
would
a
have
guy
got.
that you could go get, and he gives you more than Dubravka if Kinski isn't ready to go.
I'd have got Henderson from Palace. Really.
Yeah, I would take Henderson as a starter. And
Yeah.
again, I know Dan really likes the Sevillar from
Yeah.
Roma, but
Sevilla.
that's kind of a different level of you
Mm.
have to pay money. So I'm just trying to come up with some options if we didn't want to spend money, right?
And
And Jan Sommer and the
we're not going to
Giorgio.
get the Brighton keeper because the Brighton number 2 has just gone to Coventry. Hemsworth or something like that. His name is. I can't read something like that.
Yeah, I think
So
Corey, who knows a little bit about Brighton, Corey Boy thinks that next year is when Verbruggen would be the time to go after him.
yeah, because apparently he's only got years left on his contract after that. After next year.
Yeah, I don't. I will say this: watching him in the World Cup, I wasn't that keen on him, but I know that he's highly rated in the Premier
Mm.
League by some, so I would definitely take him over Kinski, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen enough, and that's not to say that I'm saying he's bad. I haven't
I'm
seen
quite
enough
happy to give Kinski a go, but I'd need someone good behind him just to make sure that when he does fail, or if he does fail, that there's someone to take his place. And the Bravko, it's just not for me.
Yeah, I'm not as sold on Kinski as other people. I just think it's such a big risk, like you said. Dubravka and Kinski is a massive risk.
Yeah.
That I don't know why we needed Dubravka. Like, he was for free. Why did we need to sign him so early? I don't think he's that, like, I just think we could have done a better job than him, but
Oh, of course, yeah,
maybe he
absolutely.
comes in as great.
Yeah.
Or maybe it doesn't matter because Kinski comes in and is a clear number one and doesn't matter who the backup
Yeah.
keeper is, but it just seems like a risk that I don't understand why we're taking it.
Yeah, I mean, and then we go into midfield, like we've got the Tonali and the Fernandez. Apparently Fernandez is injured already, so it's worrying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the good news is it doesn't sound too like it's just one of those, hey, we're playing in
Just a
Sydney,
niggle.
let's not risk you, which I would
Yeah.
then say is, why are we wasting our time going to Sydney anyways for money? Like, I don't think that there's any reason why we should be at Sydney, but
But that's where we've got to have the depth in the team as well in the midfield. And like you say, I'm bringing on Sarr and Bergwell. It's levels, man. Isn't it? There's just levels. It's worrying.
I Bergvall, I don't know what you thought of him today. I thought
He didn't do nothing.
he looked exactly like he always does, headless chicken.
Yeah, didn't do
He
nothing.
gets the ball, he runs, and then he doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. It seems almost to me like he gets the ball, just starts running with no plan, right? There's no idea of what he's going to do with it.
Mm.
That's the one
This is
nice
the
thing
problem.
about Tonali, which I don't think he played great today, but when I watch Tonali, he knows what he's going to do when he gets the ball.
He had a
Does it
couple
always
shots,
work?
didn't
Not
he?
necessarily, but right, he gets the ball and he knows what he wants to do. Bergvall gets the ball and just starts moving, and then kind of like looks around and like, oh, now what? And he never
Yeah.
has an idea
You've got to
because
have a
it's hard.
brain
Like,
to think what what we're going to do with this ball and look for the runners and things like that. But he just doesn't do it. He just puts his head down and runs into another player and runs into the opposition or something.
yeah,
Which is pony.
I thought Archie Gray was very. You saw he's just, and again, maybe not his fault because he's only whatever 2021. He looked so weak. He got pushed off the ball so easily there.
Yeah.
He just got pushed off the ball way too easily. I think it's interesting. It's another game where he's playing at right back. Maybe the argument would be as well, when we don't have Udagi and we don't have Spence and we don't have Poro there, we don't have any right backs to play. But is Archie Gray going to be a center mid for us? Like, if we think that that's where he is, should he not be playing center mid the whole time in the summer?
They give him the captaincy today.
Yeah, which was
I was
weird.
like, what the fuck? I just couldn't work it out. Archie Gray and his mullet. He's got a mullet now, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't understand what it is with Archie Gray that seems so many people like about him, because I thought today he just looked.
He's just living.
It just looked like the game was too much for him. Like I said, he got pushed over too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see him do too much.
Bergvall was clueless.
Bergvall was clueless. So do you know what? They're just not good enough, man. They're just not good enough. I'm sorry. I'd like to say we could bring some kids through. Do you know what I mean? But not now.
No,
so
not
desperate.
Bergvall. Bergvall, if we can get 60 million, I would say if we could get 40 million for him, I would be like over the moon. Yes, go. I just,
Scott.
If those rumors are true that Newcastle and Forest are looking to spend that much money on him, I don't understand how he's not sold already. I just don't get how you can't sell him. He should be gone. Yeah. It just seems like such an easy, straightforward.
I don't know what they're waiting for.
Move.
Apparently, Newcastle want either Bergvall or Sarr as well, because they're crying out for midfielders now, because they want to replace Gamares, but with Bergvall or Sarr. Just, yeah, okay. Do you know what I mean?
I think I saw something said Villa wants Sarr. Like, anyone, go. Sarr, I don't care what we get for Sarr. Just get gone.
Yeah. It's just taking up squad number, isn't it? You know what I mean? We could get better players in. Ghosty, welcome, mate. Welcome to you. Yeah. What else is there? I mean, like we've gone through the Maddison thing, haven't we? And I'm just saying, get MJW in for him.
Yeah, I think we have to. It's a real concern what we're going to do with that 10, because Maddison is showing, and again, like we were talking about with Kudos, even if Maddison is healthy to start games, how many minutes can we expect him to play? Like, do we want him playing 90 minutes? Yeah, and we don't have anybody else to go there.
I'm worried.
Like Gallagher,
I'm worried about that position.
Gallagher can't be our 10.
He can't. He just. What did he do today? He just passed the ball backwards, didn't he?
Yeah, but a lot of it did. I know everybody loves De Zerbi and wants to be excited, but can you honestly say that today it looked any different than we've seen for the last 2 years?
No.
Backwards.
Tell wasted loads of chances. When he did go through, he ran out of space. That was Tell, in a nutshell. He had one shot, put it about 10 metres over the crossbar. How the fuck he done that, I don't know. All he had to do is put it in the net, because he had to keep it a beat. That was it. I don't know, man. I mean, this squad, man. I just look at it, and they get to the fucking box, man, and even on a break, yeah, when we break forward, they pass it backwards, and that's so frustrating for me. That is
Yeah.
so frustrating.
I mean, we'll get back to what we started. We need more players. We know that. We so desperately need those players to make, because we're not going to fix it with the players we have. Deserby can't
Of course, we're not.
turn these players into players that do those kind of things that we want. But I got to head out, Rolly.
Yeah, man, we go.
So
Yeah,
always good chatting with you,
I've been
and I'm
on
sure we'll
nearly
chat
2
again soon.
hours. I've been on 2 hours now, so well, nearly 2 hours. So that'll do for me for today. I might to go on the Danalist show tonight if you're about. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
10
hoping we'll
o'clock.
see. For me,
I
it's
don't know what
about
time it is for you tonight.
3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'll have to see if my kids or wife has me doing something else. But if not, I'll be
Is it
there.
really?
And even if they do, I'll be in the chat if nothing else.
That's
So,
that's 25 to 3 here in the afternoon. Is that right?
oh, sorry. Right now it's 7:30 in the morning, but the Danilist
Oh,
show will be 3 o'clock.
oh right. Okay. Yeah. Fair
I'm
enough.
7 hours back, so it's it's
Oh yeah.
7:30. But
Yeah. I'm 10 o'clock tonight. Anyway,
yeah, ten
thanks for
o'clock
coming
tonight for
on.
the Danilist.
Appreciate your input, and we agreed on something, Scott. I think we've agreed on
Oh
a
yeah,
time.
we're on the same page with lots of stuff here because it's just undeniable, right? That nobody can disagree that we don't need attacking players. Nobody can disagree.
No, no, no. But them, what we just said, them three, yeah. Salah, yeah,
Salah,
Marmoush,
Marmoush, Yildiz.
and Yildiz. We'll have them, eh?
Why don't they? They should hire us. We're done. We just solved the problem, Neroli. Hire us as
Absolutely.
joint DOF, and we're good to go.
Yep. Morgan Gibbs White as cover for, well, not as cover, just play him
There we
in
go.
the
Add him
middle.
in too, and we're
Yeah,
taking
I'd
the
love
league.
that. Well, yeah,
Taking the league. But
yeah. Until
have
we
a
get
good day.
injured. All right,
Have a good
mate.
day, and
It's
we'll
been
chat.
been a pleasure, mate. It's been a pleasure. Guys, I'm going to end the chat. If anyone want to come on, you can come on. Or I'm going to end the chat in about 7 minutes. So, anyone got anything to say about today's game? I'd like to hear from other people's views about today's game if you're about. Um, let's see what people want to say. Let's try, guys. Let's try. Let's try and see if we can coax some people to come in. Let's see. See if we can coax some people to come in and have a little chat. Let's have a little chat. Let's see. Um, let's go on there. I put here come. Here come CLO. Right. Let's see if guys could say hello. It'd be nice to speak to someone. Get some new faces in, hopefully. Right. If no one pops in, if no one's coming in, I shall be ending the stream in 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. So I'd like someone to come in so we could carry on the stream. If not, I'm not worried. I've enjoyed myself. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what's going on about these transfers, shall we? 5 things we've learned about Tottenham and Chelsea. Not a lot. What's this? Spurs eyeing a move to sign one of the best strikers in the world. He's Kane-esque opinion. I wonder who that could be. Kane-esque. Who could that be? Well, it ain't the pigeon, that's for sure. Oh, we're on about Ferran Torres, aren't we? Because we dropped out the Eli Junior Krupi transfer because of injury. Could we get him? Ferran Torres? Among those listed by Cancelo was Galatasaray's Victor Osimhen. I think we should have got him straight after Kane. If we would have got him straight after Kane, we'd have been all right, wouldn't we? Do you know what I mean? We wouldn't have had to worry about a striker. But there you go. We wouldn't have been in the position we were the last 2 seasons either if we got Osimhen. But there you go. It's one of them. Akalush I'd like to see. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's basically all about Ferran Torres. There's no other names, only Gakpo, Paul O'Keefe. Now we want to sign a 250 week, as well as Savinho. Is this Gakpo? This is by Paul O'Keefe. Yeah, it's Cody Gakpo. Apparently, Paul O'Keefe has claimed Liverpool attacker Cody Gakpo now leads Tottenham's wish list. He posts on X, Gakpo now leading the contender as Tottenham look to add to their attacking options. O'Keefe then clarified, as far as I understand, it's in addition to Savinho. And they're looking at around the 250 grand a week for Cody Gakpo. It's a lot of money, isn't it, for Cody Gakpo? Is he out? I mean, I'd like to see Gakpo. He scores goals. I'd like to see Marmoush, which we've already talked about. Akilu should be a good one. A free Mohamed Salah. Be nice, wouldn't it? You know, to cover Kudus, or he could play as a striker. He could score goals, so put Kudus as a striker. You know, that sounds about as best we can get, I would have said. Yeah, Newcastle launched a £60 million bid for Lucas Bergvall. I'd drive in there myself. I would drive in there myself if I could do that. Yeah. Oh my God. Arsenal and Tottenham sent scouts to Mexico to watch a Mexican wonder kid who can't stop scoring. Who's this going to be? Who could this be? Do we want wonder kids anymore, though? Do we need... it's a player in CD Guadalajara or whatever. And his strikers, Hugo Camberos, could be the next target for the Duos if he continues to impress for both club and country. Hugo Camberos. Yep. Everyone's saying the Barcola to Liverpool. Spurs could be doing the hijack. I can't see that one, can you? Barcola to Spurs? Why would he? I'd like to think he could. But we'll see. We'll see on that one. I don't know. I'm not sold on that. Barcola, wow, what a player. Yeah, I'll take him all day long. And Mbaye from Paris Saint-Germain. And I'll take Mika Gotts. He's a player I absolutely love. I've been watching him. I've been watching some videos of him. Looks totally, he's got something, the lad. He has totally got something. 21. Scores goals for fun. He's a winger. His assists is out this world, something like 18, 19. Scored 23, 24 goals a season. And I've been saying Mika Gotts since end of last summer. Go and get Mika Gotts. And I've been hearing he's too young, he's not good enough. And now Paris Saint-Germain want him. It's not good enough for Tottenham, but Paris Saint-Germain want him. So there you go. Say no more. Say no more. Let's guys, I am 2 hours into my stream. I've not had any more people come on. I'm talking to myself now. I don't know if anyone's in the chat. If you put a thumbs up if you're in the chat, I'll carry on talking. If not, I'm out of here, man. Seriously, I'm leaving the chat. Guys, thank you everyone to come on. Scott and people that have spoke in the chat. I appreciate it. If you haven't, smash the like and subscribe if you would. It all helps. I'm struggling now. I won't lie to you. I could do with the help, to be honest, guys. Yeah, but this is the Biker Yid signing out to you guys. Thank you very much for listening, and sayonara. See you soon, yeah? All right. Bye-bye, people. And big up to the Spurs family.
Ooh, I'm a biker kid, rolling with the lily white. Tottenham Hotspur in my heart, thunder in the night. Hear the South Stand